Hello beautiful people, so today I'd like to share my 4-year experience in nursing school, what has changed in my life, that is positively and negatively, and what is it that I can advise someone who's joining nursing school on what they can do for them to be able to go a certain way that is positive, so that by the end of the year that you're in nursing school, you might be able to get something out of it, but not to come out of it with anger and regrets. And the way most people usually come out of nursing school like as if they went there to be forced to do nursing. Welcome back guys. If you're new here, my name is Lesoduro. So the first thing that has changed for me is when it comes to confidence, because in nursing school you really need to have that confidence. Because let me give you a scenario. You might be on your clinicals, then the nurse just says, the three of you, I want you to go by the waiting bay, go there and talk to those patients and then give them a health education about nutrition and immunization. I'm telling you, if you don't have the confidence to talk, you're not going to do it. And then they'll be like, what are you doing in nursing school? Like, you really have to be confident in nursing school. So something like confidence is something that will just come within you. Like, you'll just get it. I know at first, most guys are usually not confident enough because you're not used to talking in front of people. You're not used to just talking to strangers, like, freely. It's something that you just get used to it. Maybe at first you won't like find it, but as time goes by, you'll get used to it. So that has been like really amazing for me, because me being able to gain that confidence, it has really helped me to do so many things. Because right now you are confident enough that even if you're called in front of a certain audience, you can be able to stand and talk about something that you're supposed to be talking about. The other thing is that nursing school has taught me to be really tough, because nursing school itself is tough and kind of difficult. So the moment you go through all those years, you become tougher. Like, if it gets tough, you become tougher, and that means it has really taught me to go for whatever I want. Like, being that tough person and struggling through all those years and still being confident that I can become a nurse and continue struggling through the number of years that I'll be working, then that has just taught me to go for whatever I want. Like, nowadays, if I want to do something, I just go for it with all my heart, with all my energy, because I know like I can get to where I am. But like, that is something that nursing has really taught me. You can go for whatever thing you want to go for, and you can succeed in whatever thing you want to succeed in. And then the other thing is being organized. Like, for me, I just used to do things like fogala, like I can just put something there and then like my life just used to be fogala. But then about being organized is that in nursing school you really need to be organized, because like there's so many things you are doing, there's so many things you are arranging. When you go for clinicals, there's so many things that you need to organize. You are supposed to be an organized person. And even when it comes to your studies, you have to arrange yourself. Like, if it's time for you to study, it's time for you to study. If it's time for you to go and visit a friend, it's time for you to do that. If it's time for you to do your assignment, it's time for you to do your assignment. So you really need to have a plan. You really need to be organized. So it has really helped me out in such a way that I've become organized in my life. Like me, I'd wake up in the morning, just take a piece of paper and write the first thing I want to do. I want to do my chores. I want to shoot a video. I want to edit it. I want to go this place. Like, it just got into my system that nowadays I'm just used to being organized. Like, I just don't want to wake up in the morning and say, let me do what I want to do and things will find me the way they want to find me. And then you end up spending the whole day without doing anything in your life. Like, no, that is not for me nowadays. Like, nowadays I just like being organized, and that is something that nursing school has really taught me. No one told me like you should be organized, but I just found it within me, because I realized that when I just wake up in the morning, I just like expect things to find me their way. They used to find me in the wrong way, or the wrong way, and I ended up not even doing so many things. But the moment you become organized, you say that if it's time for this, then everything just flows in your life. The other thing that nursing school has taught me is on how to deal with stress, because long time ago I used to say that when I experience stress, I'll just run away from it. When someone brings me stress, I'll just leave them. When something brings me stress, I'll cut it off. But in nursing school, it used to bring me stress, but I cannot leave nursing school, you get me? So it taught me on how to manage stress and deal with it. Like, whenever something brings you stress in your life, you don't just, if it's something that is important to you, you won't just cut it off. You'll find a way of dealing with it. But if it's something that is not important to you, you can just cut it off. But if it's something that is important to you, you learn how to deal with it. So I learned how to deal with stress. I learned how to deal with a really huge workload, that if I have a lot of things to do, I have a really big, huge workload to do, I know how I can manage it so that it doesn't bring me stress. And this is something that I learned from high school, because in not high school, in nursing school, because in nursing school we have a really huge amount of workload. Like there's so many things you're supposed to be doing. Like you can just sit down and then look at the things you're supposed to be doing. I don't know, research, I don't know, case study, you have assignment, you just look at your workload and you feel like your life is, you get me? So that was really, the fact that I could be able to do all that workload and finish it and be just successful, that has really taught me on how to deal with a very huge workload and how to manage stress. But something that it has done to me that is not good is that I'm always just tired. Like nursing school was so stressful that I think becoming tired came into my system in such a way that most of the time I'm usually just tired. Like if I just do something small like this, I just feel tired, because we used to do so many things and you just get tired. So we ended up getting home and you feel like whenever you just get a chance to sleep, you can sleep like hell. Like I actually say someone should just give me a whole year of sleep. I should just sleep for a whole year, because you always just feel tired. And it's something that will never stop, because even when you get to the work sector and you have to go to work, every day you come back at home, you're always just tired. So that is something that it has done to me negatively, that every time you're from work, every time you're from school, you're just always tired. Always tired. So if you're going through nursing school right now and you just want to go through it peacefully, just find a few friends, some people who they always got you, like people who always support you, people who you know will always be there for you, like people who you can move with step by step. If you find these people in your life, just try and keep them close. When you go for attachments, you go with them. When you go for discussions, you go with them. Like just find a kind of group of people who always got you, people who you always understand each other, and then you can just go with them through the entire nursing time, and it is really going to become wonderful, I'm telling you. And then the other thing is, don't let anyone discourage you. I know there's some people going to discourage you, maybe seniors or maybe nurses who are employed, that people are just going to discourage you. They're telling you this job sector is so new, but at times it is usually true, yes. But if you're really passionate about this, don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody make you feel like you are not going to do it, or you're not the perfect person to do it. You know, sometimes you might be there and you find, I usually tell you this, you'll find students who know how to do things more than you. You'll find students who are on a VRR and they think they know how to do things more than you. And at times these nurses are usually so mean. They'll start saying, when I was ujuangi kitu nini. Don't let nobody discourage you. Be you, do you, and just have self-confidence, and don't have anxiety. Whenever someone makes you feel try discouraging, you don't have anxiety, just be confident in yourself and just go for it, be human. Then now that just brings me to the last point, which is trust in God and trust in yourself. At times you might be having all these friends, yes, but at times people are not there for the interest of you. So make sure the first people you trust is God and yourself. Full stop. Amen.